So I've seen varying degrees and iterations of this question, this discussion. I think it warrants you and I having this discussion of why didn't Cardano bring USDC to the blockchain? Is this something that is necessary in order for Cardano to thrive? So if you guys aren't familiar, USDC is obviously the second largest stablecoin in all of crypto. Cardano had an opportunity to bring USDC to the blockchain, and they decided not to. Now, one of the things that people need to realize is Cardano doesn't do things the easy way. All right. That's never been the way. It's the reason why this process has taken as long as it has. And that's okay. Obviously, signing on USDC is the easy way. You bring them on, they integrate into the chain, you pay your fee, and then you have obviously the easy ability to have more liquidity flow into the ecosystem, right? It creates more interoperability. You can switch USDC from one chain to the other. There's a lot of benefits from doing so. Now, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they take the easy route to bring easier capital influx and stuff like that to the ecosystem? And I think there's a couple reasons why. Obviously, we know that they're working on their own coins right now. They have djed, they have USDA. Obviously, there's other independent people that are working on other stablecoin solutions within the Cardano ecosystem. And I believe they think that the way they're going to do things is in fact better than what USDC offers. And they may not be wrong. And I want to talk about this with you guys. Now, what I found kind of interesting is when you look at the USDC website, it says USDC is always redeemable 1-to-1 for US dollars. And that's not always the case. Okay. If you guys remember back in March, there was the USDC depeg. We saw USDC, a massive run on it. We saw it drop all the way into the high 80-cent range. I believe it was 87 cents, if I'm not mistaken. And the question is was that redeemable at a 1-to-1 ratio for US dollars back in March? And the answer is no. If that was the case, man, I would have been buying up USDC like crazy. I would have been, selling or redeeming at a 10% profit per clip, and I would have made a bunch of money. But you couldn't do that, okay? Because USDC, algorithmic stablecoin, it's pegged to $1, so there are potentials for it to lose its peg to $1, which it did. We've seen this in USDT. We've seen this in DAI as well. So these things do happen. So it's possible that Cardano just simply isn't interested in this potential of a depeg from $1. All right. With what they're providing, they may have a better way of keeping that $1 coin at $1. We obviously don't know because it hasn't been launched yet. We don't understand how the fundamentals are going to work. We don't understand how the coding is going to work. So we obviously have to wait and see how that is going to function. Now, what people also need to realize is the way that they're building some of the stables within the space are different. One of the things that they're likely worried about is regulatory compliance. Obviously, the SEC and other entities, they're looking into these stable coins. They're looking into the books on USDC. They're looking into the books on USDT. And there's the possibility that with future, regulation that's coming down the line, that these coins may in fact not be compliant by the assets that are backing the deposits. Okay. So right now, USDC is backed, I believe, by fiat and I believe US Treasury stuff, right? There's different things that back the assets as far as USDC goes. USDT is very different as well. I believe they hold some crypto assets too. And then DAI is backed a lot by crypto. So there's different backings there. And once there is in fact regulation that is put into place, it's possible again that these coins may in fact not be regulatory compliant. Now, with something like USDA that is being built on Cardano by, I believe, Emergo. I think Emergo is building it. They are going to hold it at a 1-to-1 fiat ratio. So for every dollar that is in something like USDA, there is going to be a single US dollar that does in fact back that. Okay. So when you look at something that is in fact regulatory compliant, that's where I think they are taking that direction as opposed to following the easy road. Now, what people need to realize is that these things take time to build. Again, the only thing that's holding up USDA right now that we know of, and they publicly came out and said this, is they're making sure that it is in fact continuing to be regulatory compliant, because that is a big deal. We're obviously expected to have crypto regulation at some point here in the US, whether that be this year, early next year. We still have to wait and see. It may not happen at all, or it may not happen until the next administration, right? We don't know at this point. But I think they're so focused on doing things within their ecosystem and doing it their way that were alienating some of those other things. Now, is this a big deal? Maybe, right? Maybe this slows down the growth of Cardano, but imagine if instead the Emergo builds USDA, it comes out, it's regulatory compliant, these other coins are out of compliance, and then right away you have this influx into something like USDA, and this is something that can, again, spread across the entire space. We obviously have to wait to see. So this is a little bit more complex of a discussion than I really wanted to get into, but I've seen a lot of chatter about this. I've seen a lot of discussions, and I wanted to at least make my thoughts on this heard. This was kind of my tinfoil hat conversation with you guys, but I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear why you think they didn't bring USDC in. And these are the only reasons I can really think of, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Show your support below. Let me know your thoughts, but hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.